FBA, yay or nay? First of all, a disclaimer. None of us are here to bash sewing methodology or style that other people love. And there are lots of people who love doing a full bust adjustment. That is what FBA stands for. I am not one of them. Now, I was over on a well-established sewing website. I won't name names, but I was told repeatedly in the chat forums that I needed to do an FBA. And this was right back when I got into sewing. I had been away for a long time. I need to iron that. Been away from sewing for a long time. And when I came back, I was so excited to find this website, and I jumped into those forums with both feet. And I was pretty well spun around over there. I was told, among other things, that I do not understand fit, and that unless I got on board with what they were saying to do, that I would never understand fit. And that took me aback for sure, but I was in a phase of really wanting to pay attention and listen and do what I was told. However, it never really made sense to me to go and adjust the bust when the measurement, the finished measurement, would go around my circumference. I thought, why do that? And I didn't want to do it. Plus, yes, I am a rebellious kind of person. And the fastest way to get me to not do something is to tell me I have to do it. So I have not done one of those proper, full-on, full bust adjustments. I just haven't done it because I don't want to. I don't want to manipulate and cut up my pattern and put tape all over it. I just don't want to do it. Now, what was I going to say about that? Well, again, I'm not saying that if you like to do full bust adjustments, that that's wrong and that's ridiculous and that's not needed, because we each know exactly what we need from how we want our garments to fit. Joy has told me before that she feels that this part of her anatomy is kind of small and sort of goes in, you know, concave or convex. I should remember which is which. But she kind of feels like it scoops a little bit inward, and so she does FBAs for that as well as fitting the bust. So you have your reasons. There's no need to change if you like what you're doing, but I thought I would explain how I get by the FBA. And the first thing I do is I look at the finished garment measurements. I sound like a broken record when I answer people who write and say, how do you choose your size? I don't use the size charts. I use the finished garment measurements. Going back to ready to wear, I wanted to show you that sizing is not standardized. It really isn't. And I remember when I wore exclusively store-bought clothing, I would be so happy if I got it in this size as opposed to that size. But little did I know, it's not standardized. Something can be a size 12 and fit like a size 8. So I pulled out some of these brassieres. Now I told Colin, go away. I'm showing brassieres on my channel today. I don't want you to be near. And he was fine with that. He left the house. So what I have here is, this is a DKNY bra. I absolutely love it. But this is a size 36 DDD, okay? Then we have this really nice Bali, I believe. Yes, this is a Bali lace bra. Beautiful, great support. This is a 36DD. And then I have this wonderful curvy couture bra, and I think that curvy couture intimates are made by Soma. This is a 34G, and all three of these are extremely comfortable, and I love them, but they are all completely different sizes. So don't base your pattern picking size off of ready to wear. They really don't correlate at all. And if we don't even have standardized sizing in ready to wear, it's pretty useless as a guide to what we're gonna wear in our sewing pattern size. So I always want to fit the widest parts of me, bust line, hip line for pants. I look at the finished garment measurements and I find that number. I match the number. I don't add anything to it. The finished garment measurements have ease already built into them. Now, I'm going to show you that with vintage patterns, things can often differ as well. Sizing was changed, I believe, in 1967, and a 14 was no longer a 34-inch bust. It became a 36-inch bust. So this pattern I have by McCall's, do you want the numbers? 6947. This is a size 16, but the bust is 36. This Simplicity, on the other hand, 6271, is also a bust 36, but it's a size 14. So both of these will fit. Both of these will fit because they have that same bust measurement. I love the old patterns that do a combination size. This one says 14-16, 34 to 36 inch bust. I find these fit me beautifully, and I love finding them in the 14-16. So present day patterns, I just do the same formula. I look at the finished bust measurement or the finished hip measurement. By and large, it's going to put me in a size 14 or a size 16. And for pants, it's going to put me in a size 12. This is pretty much true across the board. However, there are size 14 patterns which really fit me well in the shoulders. 16 hangs off a little bit, not enough to trouble me by any means, but there are some size 14 patterns that have a much smaller finished bust measurement. I can still use the pattern by doing a little bit of fancy cutting. It's not fancy. I'll show you what I do if I find a 14 that the finished bust measurement is just a wee bit smaller. I can still use it, and I'll insert here exactly how I do that. All right, here we have our bodice front, and I want to cut a size 14. The finished bust measurements are printed right here on the pattern. If they were not printed, you could simply take out your measuring tape and measure across, being sure to factor in seam allowances. But I don't need to do that. I would cut along the size 14 line, and I would make sure that my armhole is not disturbed. So that's gonna stay the same. And then when I get around here to the side seam, I am going to cut just slightly bigger than that 14 line. I'm not going to go all the way out to a 16, but I'm going to go slightly bigger than the 14. And how I do that is just like this. Right under there, I'm going to cut it out and then I'm going to ease back in before the waist line. And you can see that I have given myself just a little bit more room right there at the 14 line at the bust. So I hope that clears up how I like to choose my pattern sizes. This works for me. It may not work for everyone else, and that's why it's wonderful that we have a lot of different options for choosing a pattern size. A lot of people like to do the upper bust measurement, and that is where you measure right here above your full bust, and you somehow use that number to choose your size. I tried that, but it said that I should take a size 18, and that is not going to work for me. That's going to be a little too big. I can also wear a size 12 if the style of the garment is not terribly fitted. And by now you know that I am not a real fitted kind of person with my clothing. That's not to say that I just wear gigantic shapeless things. I like shapeless, but I also like it to fit through the shoulders, through the bust, and then fall from there. I think that can be very flattering on me. I am the proverbial upside down triangle, inverted triangle, and so I want to stick with patterns that have more going on my lower half than my upper half, because I have fairly broad shoulders and I have to work around the bust line. But it can be done, and it can be done without having to do a complicated full bust adjustment. I admire folks who do them, and like I say, this is not to bash anyone at all. This is only to share how I do it. Now, I have a couple more little goodies for you. Let's go over the prizes for Joy and Viv's Sundress Sewing Challenge. We're at mid-month, and I hope that you are sewing a sundress. It can be for you, it can be for a friend, it can be for a grandchild, a sister, a mother-in-law, a mom, it doesn't matter, an aunt, a grandmother. Okay, you get the idea. It just shouldn't be for an animal. Although I did write to someone that it would be pretty fun to see a cat in a sundress. So what are the prizes? Well, I'm pleased to tell you we're coming at you with 5, yes, 5 prizes for this contest challenge. I think we have to call it a challenge on YouTube, but call it what you want. It's a contest. However, everyone has an equal chance of winning because the winners are chosen randomly. First prize is $125 cash, open worldwide. Second prize, $75 cash, open worldwide. Third prize, we have a fabric shop owner who is going to donate 6 yards of beautiful, high quality apparel fabric. That is for prize slot number 3. Fourth, we have a shopping spree at Fabric Mart Fabrics valued at $50. And fifth, last but not least, you can win custom earrings created by Joy that will match your sundress. So, 5 prizes. Let's get going and sew those sundresses. I'll write these prizes down in the description box below so that you can see what they are. And now, before we go, I'm going to show you 2 pieces of fabric that I got from Metro Textiles. I'm very excited because the shop owner there, Kashi, reached out to me and asked if I would like to collaborate with him. And I said, heck yes. Unfortunately, the New York City Garment District has been hit very, very hard last year, and it was struggling even before that. So I would love to bring attention to this small shop. It is right in Manhattan. He's got gorgeous fabrics, and look for upcoming videos. I believe that he's going to select fabric and send it to me, and then I'm going to open it with you and we'll see it together and see what we want to do with it. So Metro Textiles, I am on board with them, and look at this. This is a cotton from them. I am in love. I think it might have been my favorite piece that I got out of my last order. It is silky smooth. Everything from this shop is extremely high quality. I love the colors. I'm not a polka dot person, but I love the dots. I love everything about this. And it is, I believe, it's very wide. That's probably 58 inches wide. So I can get a really cute dress out of this, maybe pants and a top. I always say that, but I love that idea. The other piece, my dear friend Joy came to mind because she adores roses, and I thought, oh my gosh, I hope she's gonna flip for this, because I'm telling you what, this is some kind of spectacular. Look at the size of these roses. This is a Mikado, and it is polyester, but it's very, very dressy. It's got a slick surface with a slight sheen, and those roses, just size big. I love large scale prints to begin with, but this just blew my cork out of the water. I am so, so excited about using this fabric. I can't even tell you. Here's the back, so we can definitely tell wrong side from right side. And it's got a really pretty drape. It kind of drapes in these luscious folds. And I can't wait to start working with this. These roses are spectacular. I do have more from Metro Textiles to show you. That'll be coming up. Today I just wanted to cover FBA. Prizes for the Sundress Challenge. Sundress Challenge closes April 30th, so get sewing. And I wanted to show you these two beautiful beautifuls that left me breathless. They're so gorgeous. That'll do it for me. Happy Friday, everyone, and leave your thoughts in the comments about whether or not you do FBAs, want to do them but don't know how, or don't do them at all. And we'll just see what each other has to say, because with sewing, you just keep learning. You just keep learning all through it. You never reach that finish line where I think I know everything about sewing. Nope. You won't get there. So it's great to just pay attention to each other and hear what we have to say. And that's what I'm seeking here. Bye for now, and I'll see you next time.